Welcome to 98.9 Northwest FM. This is CarTorque with Matty J. Another Tuesday night, more car-related topics as we do every Tuesday night. Joining the studio with Anthony. What's happening?
Not much, mate. Just living the dream. What about yourself?
Living the dream. Yeah, living the dream on the radio, and yeah,
Good times.
Not as good as a dream as what you do for work, Anthony.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm still doing it right now.
He's on Candy Crush, just for those at home.
Yeah, it's addictive.
So like my dad, he's been playing that game for ages now. I actually bought him a jigsaw just so he could like get his head off, off Candy Crush, and he finished the jigsaw and he went back to Candy Crush.
Was it a Candy Crush jigsaw?
Should have been. They should invent that.
Yeah. That'll be challenging because like you need to try and like clear out your puzzle pieces.
they'd be all like the same colours and stuff. It'd be like, I don't know. Anyway, we're also joined by Alan. What's happening, man?
I'm living the nightmare instead, doing 7 days at uni in a research lab, not getting paid.
Hashtag that uni life.
Uni life.
Poverty.
Poverty pack, uni life, mate. That's I did it. You're doing it. It's
Suckers.
not. Yeah.
Trade life.
Mr. Electrical professional here. But yeah, how is everything going with that anyway?
We're almost finished.
Almost
I
done?
think in about 2 more weeks I'll be out of the lab writing up. And then on my birthday, in October, I'll be done.
Hectic.
Sweet.
Just having a lot of drinks on that day.
Yeah.
A lot of stress.
For multiple reasons.
A lot of beverages will be down that day. For not only for your birthday, but to say
Mainly due to the stress. The PTSD.
It's already stressed this one. Oh, jeez. Well, being it is a car show, I've got to ask you how your cars are going. Anthony, I know you've got a couple updates with your XR6 Turbo Ute.
Yes, correct. So I purchased some valve springs, so some heavy-duty race Crocam valve springs. So they'll be going in the next, hopefully sooner than later. Don't have a time frame on it yet. And got myself a Walbro 460 fuel pump to go in there too.
So that's you're pretty much set now because you've got the cooler, you've got the exhaust. You're going to get the injectors when you get the tune done.
Correct.
And that's pretty much it. And did you end up getting the tuner?
No, unfortunately.
Fell through?
Yeah. There was an XCal 3 that a seller was selling on the lovely Gumtree, which is where I collect most of my parts from.
Gumtree. Let's be honest.
but budget build for a reason, mate.
Yes.
Yeah, unfortunately the guy had it for $150 and I'm like, oh great, I'll jump on top of it. Sent him a message and tried to arrange, a day to come and check it out, and he was like, oh, what can't do it today, or, come down on the weekend, and sent him a message on the weekend. He's like, oh, can't do it today, come around tomorrow morning. So I sent him a message in the morning, and he's decided to list it on eBay instead, and just said, oh, sorry, I'm not going to sell it on here anymore, I'm going to sell it on eBay. Mind you, it went for pretty much the same price as what he was selling it on privately, except for he has to pay an eBay listing, so I mean, it's a bit...
So he's lost about, 15%?
Yeah, something like that. So I mean,
it's 15% on eBay. Wow.
There's the listing fee and then the sale price, and they even take a cut out of postage fees. If
You're
you
kidding.
Those.
Yeah, so
wow.
it all adds up. So I mean, ultimately he's ended up losing out on money. But I mean, for myself,
take that guy on Gumtree.
Yeah, exactly. Take that guy on Gumtree and Reservoir.
Shake hard up, boy, your fist.
Exactly. But in saying that, there is a guy who's out in Royville who does have one.
Unmarried?
Don't know. That's the only catch. So he did have it listed to an older Mustang.
Okay.
And I have been having a bit of a chat with him here and there because I've got details on a few forums, and he's not 100% sure that it's married or not. He seems like he's an older guy who doesn't quite understand it.
So that might be one way to test it anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, if it is unmarried, it will be great. If not, it's not exactly probably worthwhile because I can probably get a brand new one for a similar price once you end up getting it unmarried for another $150.
Yeah.
But in saying all that, essentially I've got all the parts for the car to finally get it done.
Yeah.
It's been a slow build-up of parts, and as we already know, very much a budget build.
Budget build, but you're going to be getting 300 kilowatts at the wheels.
If not more.
And that's a lot of power.
It's stupid, especially for a daily ute. I mean, let's be serious. There's only so much power you can use, unless you are on a dyno.
Hashtag
or on the
dyno
human freeway.
Yeah, that
on a trailer.
Hey!
Did you see that video?
Yeah, I saw.
Oh crap!
Yeah,
it's not improper use of a motor vehicle because that motor vehicle was built for burnouts. So it's proper use of the motor vehicle. They can't charge them with that.
They can't charge you with that. Well, can they charge them with damaging property? Because he wasn't touching the ground. He was on a trailer.
Yeah.
So he's
The best
technically
they
allowed
can
to
charge
damage the
him with
freeway.
is being in it, like on the trailer in a car. Like,
Yeah.
I guess
Reckless behaviour.
Yeah,
and stuff.
reckless behaviour, reckless driving, because essentially you're still driving the vehicle, even though you are on a trailer doing a burnout. I guess you could always have
It went viral so quick. didn't it?
disorderly conduct or something like that.
Well,
in danger of life or something like that.
Yeah, like surely there'd be a few things that they could charge him with for doing something like that.
well,
but,
apparently the cops are wanting to consider like jail time and a few other like they're really taking this super serious. So, I mean, it's a pretty dumb thing to do.
it really
I'm not gonna
is.
lie, but it's yeah, I guess it is what it is. So
If you do something stupid, you got to prepare for something
Something
like
to-
that.
yeah.
Especially when it's going to be recorded and popped online.
yeah,
It's going to come back to you.
yeah. And once it gets online, it is gone forever. So, good luck to those people.
Yeah, pretty much. Best of luck with that.
Yeah, best of luck with it. How about your car, Alan? How's the WRX coming along?
It's going all right. I did lie earlier when I said I didn't get paid for being at uni. I do get paid some of the time when I'm tutoring younger students.
No.
So I've amassed some money for mods, but I've decided to actually postpone that.
Okay.
I've got another project in mind,
Ooh.
which I'm not going to disclose yet because I'm not sure on a few of the details. But
Barrel
In the WRX.
I'd like to see that.
That'd be great.
It'd be cool. It'd be different.
But hopefully I'll be informing you in maybe 12 months or so
Ooh.
of the project if everything goes through. Obviously, there are a lot of things that are uncertain, but for the time being, that's why I've put everything on hold. I've decided to save that money, and hopefully things turn out well for me in the future.
The question is, you're going to be keeping the Rexy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'll be keeping the Rexy.
Nice.
But that's all I'll probably say for now because I'm not 100% sure if this will go through or not.
Okay. So for listeners at home who wants to find out what Alan's doing, we keep listening to the show.
You gotta wait about a year, but yeah,
It's all
it could
good.
be worth it.
It will be worth it. It will be worth it. I have no idea what your idea is yet, but it sounds your ideas are always pretty interesting and cool. So I can't wait to actually see what this is. But anyway, we're going to go to our first break of the night. We're going to go to a song by Luke Million. I went and saw him on Thursday night. Really, really cool Aussie artist. We support Australian artists here on Community Radio. So this song is called Light and Sound by Luke Million. And I'll speak to you right after this. You're back on CarTorque with Matty J. That was Luke Million with Light and Sound. Really good Aussie artists. Support your Aussie artists. That's what we do here on Community Radio. We've got I'm going to play some more Aussie artists after this. They opened for Luke Million. That'll be on our next break. So, guys, now I've been thinking, what car out of the following three would you buy? Because they're all around kind of the same-ish money, 40 to like 60. They're sports cars.
I was about to say Toyota Hilux, but
I was going to say, XC90, but
Xena. Yeah. Okay.
Come on.
Well, okay, mid to high 40s to low 60s. You can probably pick like one of the cars that we're talking about during the break in the 50s. What would you have? Ford Mustang GT Coupe, 370Z Nismo, or Mazda MX-5 RF? They were all like brand new cars that you can get around that money. Because I've been thinking, what are really like different, like actually not different because there's so many Mustangs around, but like really cool sports cars that are around that money that are completely different in like a lot of ways. Like obviously 4-cylinder, 6-cylinder V8, 8-cylinder, size wise, power wise. But what would you like? I mean, I'm getting two guys here that have had rear-wheel drive cars and all-wheel drive cars. So you've got a bit of knowledge about about this kind of topic. So what do you think?
Anthony, you can go first.
I'd probably still have to stick with 370.
Yeah.
I'd have to go 370. Like, I do like the Mustangs, but in saying that, it's gotten to the point where they're just personally, I see them too often.
Yeah.
Even though I do appreciate the Mustangs and what they are, 370s, I don't know, I've got a bit of a soft spot for the Japanese cars.
Yeah.
And on top of that anyway, you don't see too many 370 Nismos. So that's probably where I'd be going and still getting your crazy power output for it as well.
Yeah. Naturally aspirated.
VQ engine.
Yeah, VQ, rear-wheel drive, yeah. 6-speed manual or the automatic if you fancy that.
Yeah.
But you'd have to get one with the manual.
Yeah. There's no point auto. Let's be honest.
I mean, in that aspect as well, you can get a bit more power out of the V8 in the Mustang.
True.
But I guess for like a proper driving experience, that the Nismo is going to be that bit more sharper. Especially with all the revised dampers and all that stuff.
Exactly.
So.
That's more where it's looking at. If you're looking for more of a
track car, definitely.
Yeah,
The 370s.
Exactly. Track car right there. If you're just after a beefy V8,
muscle car, pony car,
muscle car, then of course, I mean, you got the Mustang hands down. So I'd sooner be going track car.
What about you, Alan? Because you were gonna.
I have
because I know you got a soft spot for the Mustang, and I know you do want one.
So I can see myself kind of, I guess, inching towards the 370Z as well. They're very good cars.
They are,
and just I guess the Z's from history, they've always been pretty good cars.
Yeah.
But I still have to sit on the Mustang.
You would?
Yeah. I definitely.
What is your reasoning, Alan? Because like everyone I've spoken to this about previously, like not on the show, like just in general, CarTorque, I guess. Pardon the pun. Was that they were like, oh yeah, we like the Mustang because it's a V8, it's rear-wheel drive, it's in essence a lot of fun. But they didn't see the Nissan as that being as much fun as that. They said, oh, it's more of a it's a bit too either too serious or.
I feel the Nissan can keep up with the Mustang in terms of being sporty and
100%,
and fun. Definitely can, if not beat the Mustang in certain aspects, because the Mustang will undoubtedly have softer suspension and setup. But one of the things is the shape. The shape's changed obviously over years, but you can still really see the iconic shape in it from the 60s. You still see that shape in the Mustang, whereas
I mean you do in the Z as well. I mean,
you do in the Z, but it's become a lot softer.
You reckon?
Yeah,
I reckon it's a lot harder edge than the 350 you replaced.
Yeah, no, it's harder than the 350, but when you compare to say the 240Z, that was very I mean, Wang and Midnight aside, because once again, I'm an anime fan. I feel the Mustang kind of carries its heritage better.
Yeah. In that aspect, yes. I mean, the Mustang's got it's had that many.
It's still called a Mustang.
Yeah, it's still called a Mustang. It's had that many iterations of it. I guess it's kind of like the good old American boy. It was kind of like the working class hero's car in a lot of aspects. I mean, Carroll Shelby, spread his love on it. So.
Just don't turn a corner and you're all good.
Well, the new ones go all right around corners, but the old ones, not so much.
And just having the V8 platform, in terms of just doing anything to it, it's just a lot easier.
Dude, I've heard those Coyote engines are absolutely insane. Like, there's this one guy running stock internals, 1,000 horsepower. Stock internals. I'm like, how is that? Like, how's it holding together? But apparently they're all forged from factory. They're actually really like over-engineered, well-built engine. They're kind of like the Barra for the States in that aspect. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how long it's gonna last at 1,000 horsepower, but it's got a big turbo hanging off the side of it. But it's been like that for a while now. So I guess in terms of tuning capabilities, it is a good option too. And in being a Mustang, there's tons of performance parts everywhere for it.
And not just performance, like in general aftermarket as well. If you want to change the look of yours to make it stand out a little, why not? Don't rice it, but
Well, Legos. Mustangs are like Lego cars because there's a car you can just like put your individuality on. You can really just go nuts, and it's like it's a Mustang. There's a bazillion of them around. It doesn't matter if you do this or that sort of.
That's just the whole thing is again because there's so many of them around that gives you that availability to do it.
Yep.
Which you're not hunting around for a bumper if you get rear-ended.
Yes. FPV.
or a front quarter panel for a laser.
Yeah.
Or a bumper for a laser.
Let's not get into that.
Or a bonnet for a laser.
Or a grill for a laser, or a fog lamp for a laser, or
even that front lip for a laser. That we maybe hacked off of another laser.
That was a nightmare. That was an absolute nightmare.
But in saying that, again, I agree individuality is good because you're going to have a lot of options with the Mustang.
Yeah.
But again, individuality on a 370 because you just don't see them.
Yeah, one, you don't see them, and two, if you do see them, they're either... See, I find 370s are driven by two sorts of people. And I'm not having a go at these people, but they're either even driven by like rich professionals,
True.
or they're driven by young guys who just stands the crap out of them and ruin them.
True.
There's no middle ground. There's no like actual like a person's going to buy it. It's like, oh, I'm enjoying it for what it is, not, you know... Because the 370Z is a very capable car.
Oh, yeah. I've even come to realise, I was having a bit of a discussion with my brother about this one actually the other day, because we saw going down Keilor Road, there were a lot of Mustangs down there.
Yeah.
And you had a look at the people who were driving them, and they have basically become the new people who have obviously replaced the Commodores and the Falcons these days, because they're obviously not in production.
Yeah.
Everybody's gone to the Mustangs.
Yeah.
And that's very much a case of again, the demographic, which has sort of gone and brought out the more of the Mustangs are these Commodore and Falcon drivers.
But you see,
I've come to notice.
That's an important point, because that just shows we still love the V8 here.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's just the reality. It's a V8.
It's a V8, yeah.
Economy's out the door. It's never something to consider.
There's like automatic fuel management where you shut off 4 cylinders.
Yeah, it's just like, why? Why even bother?
It's a V8, come on.
If you're going to do it, let's be honest, just go get yourself an SRT8 Dodge Ram.
Yes.
Or
something stupid.
300C. Yeah. I mean, if you're going to V8, just go all out.
Yes.
You know, you're still going to be absolutely... going from petrol station to petrol station, but just the sound.
Oh, yeah. Like, I mean, I came up against an SRT Jeep, and to say that it sounded incredible was an understatement. They sound like thunder.
6.4.
Yep. They're insanely fast.
Oh, yeah.
It just went. I'm like, far out. Like, I couldn't do it. I was looking at like, what the hell is this?
I've considered getting the SRT8 300C at the moment because I've got a work car, so it's like, don't really need the ute at the moment. I could go down that path and keep my work car as the daily and be like, it's only going to be like 19 litres per 100.
That's all right.
But just the sound.
You're paying for sound, Anthony, with a V8.
Pretty much.
And torque.
Like, going back to the original
topic.
Yes.
Still
Little
the original
sidetrack.
topic. Going back to the original 3 cars, because you've obviously given us a list to choose from. There are cars we can argue that are better suited to the task at hand.
Okay.
But these cars, out of these, we're looking at something to enjoy. We're not looking at something practical, because I don't know how much you're going to put in an MX-5.
Well,
or a 370 in the back of it.
Yeah.
But the car is... The car you would choose is the one you'd enjoy the most, and I can see myself enjoying that nice rumbly V8 the most out of all 3.
Well, you see, I'm gonna because
you're gonna do MX-5.
I'm gonna go the MX-5. Yeah.
There's always one.
There's always okay. I know they get called hairdressers cars and stuff like that, but for pure driving experience, they're a lot more better car. Like they're like an inch off the ground.
Coilovers.
Yeah, you can pretty much put them in and like you'd be nothing.
I'm saying just in any car you can just get coilovers. So your suspension's void right there.
It's over when you got coilovers. But in terms of like a raw driving experience, an MX-5 for me would trump the other two. I mean, don't get me wrong. The other two would
pounce it,
rip it around and things and that. But I mean, there's just something about like a little sports car that's so much fun. Like little revvy engine and you can throw it through the gears, throw it into bends. Really light. They're just fun, and I get why people buy MX-5s. I didn't get them until I actually went in one, and I went in one. I'm like, okay, it's not fast. It's actually terribly slow, but I get why people buy them because they handle incredibly well. The gear change is super slick. They're a really engaging car to drive, and they're fun to drive. I mean, like I had a grin from ear to ear doing like 30 kilometers per hour.
As high as it goes.
Essentially, red a car park.
Red line.
Yeah, no. But yeah, I'd really want an MX-5, and I reckon out of those 3, two-door coupes that are new that you can buy new, for me it'd be the MX-5. I mean, just because I really like the Nismo, and just because I really like the Mustang. So it's pipping them by like the minutest of margins. But yeah, I mean, come on, what kind of a debate show would it be if I chose the same thing as you guys? I mean,
a logical one.
Logical one where one car wins.
Well, no car wins, yeah. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to try to find a winner here.
Look, I'm not going to rely on your fans. I'm sorry.
My fans don't listen to me. They don't listen to anyone else.
That's
Actually, they did listen to the crappy little poll I did because, well, I got kind of schooled because no one chose the Bug-Eye. Bug-Eye Rex. What do you prefer, Anthony? Bug-Eye Rex or like a Peanut Eye or a Hawkeye?
This is the tough one because I do like the Bug-Eye as well.
See,
And
it's not just me.
It's
Wasn't it not Anthony last time?
yeah, I think it was actually. To be honest, I'm pretty sure it was me last time.
So you don't get any more support. It's just the same support you have.
It's the same support from the last show with the same people.
Oh, jeez.
I still would have to go the Bug-Eye. I don't know. It just fits the era of the car, even though I do like all the other generations of the Rexes too.
Yeah.
See, I really appreciated the Hawkeye as well, except for the part where they made that little snout in the middle.
Yeah, I didn't like the understand in the middle.
Yeah, that ruined it for me. Otherwise, I would have been a big fan of the Hawkeyes.
Yeah. But anyway, back onto the topic because we keep darting off on it. I'll give you guys an option. Would you take one of those three cars, or would you have a special kicker around that price range you'd throw in?
Still has to be brand new or second hand. We're talking.
I'll allow it that price range second hand. If
Does it still have to be a coupe, or can it just be any variation of another car?
a sports car, coupe.
Okay.
I prefer a coupe. Yeah, for this discussion.
I was going to say a 300 CS RT8, but
I mean, yes.
Oh, it's still second hand.
well, it doesn't have to be second-hand. Just
Yeah,
a dealer, dealer used, or not dealer used. Sorry,
Exactly.
demo.
You've been thrashed to crap.
As long as you get the warranty,
Like,
and then you ruin the engine quickly so that they have to replace it.
so you get the benefits of your warranty. You said bumper to bumper. I want my warranty. Oh, man.
just stay in first the entire time while you drive the car, just redlining it everywhere.
No,
I don't know why, but just it seems to be an issue. It's really, really loud, and I don't know how this automatic gearbox works. I know there's a clutch, and I put it into the first gear, and I thought it's just meant to go.
Well, you were revving it, and then you slammed into D for maximum respect.
Makes me
As the
laugh.
old
Yeah.
man would. Yeah.
Well, I was with my dad years ago when he bought his territory, and he took it back because the diff bushes needed doing, and they're like to him, "Oh, nah, look, it's the way you've been driving." And he's like, "You tell me bumper to bumper warranty. I'm gonna get my warranty." He's like, "I will put you on the TV." He did the whole, a current affair kind of spiel, and like, "Yeah, all right, we'll just shut up. We'll just fix it to piss off."
Your dad.
But my dad.
I mean, to be fair to your dad, a lot of times any kind of warranty repair, they'll try and weasel out of it.
100% they will. That's what they do. And my dad's like, it's a brand new car, and it's a manufacturing fault. Fix it.
Yeah.
So
Unless they've got the onboard computer like the HSV did, where it logged every single clutch down there, every single rev limiter hit.
I mean, that is like the ultimate, just like security device for yourself, just to say, okay, well,
That's why you have to pour some kind of liquid over the ECU as well, just to make sure.
I don't know what happened. It's somehow molten liquid got into my car. I don't know.
Pour water sealing. Shame on you, bad manufacturing.
warranty.
Warranty. Give me my warranty. Oh man, but it's funny that we've we mentioned warranty claims and stuff. I mean, car companies must spend so much money on just repairs for issues that arise. I mean, I don't think I've ever spoken to anyone that's bought a new car and never had an issue or never had to take the car back. Just for if it's probably the mainly minor things, but just for something. I don't know if you guys ever had a new car that you've had to take back.
The Suzuki was surprisingly actually good with us. The only issue we primarily had was, for some reason, the front passenger seat came a little loose from the rails at the bottom. And I knew what the issue was. My parents, for some reason, didn't know when they sent it in for the service. And they allegedly had their head mechanic take a ride in the car and he couldn't for the life of him figure it out. At which point, I was at school at the time, and then when
Bring out the 10 mil. That's
we went to pick up the car, and I informed them. I said the railing of the seat's loose, and they immediately went back and fixed it. And yes, indeed, it was loose.
A high school kid outsmarted a mechanic tech.
Sounds about right. Sounds
The-
about
the-
right.
And the squeaking did stop, so.
There you go. But in terms of our little game we just had before, what would you? Well, all right, I'll allow for another car. It wouldn't. It doesn't have to be a coupe. But what would you buy for that price range? I mean, there's so many good cars you can get. For, like, if I'm opening the door, that not specific coupes. I mean, you can get like C63s for that money.
I was going to say A45 AMGs right there. You can still get for a reasonable price in that sort of bracket.
You can buy a brand new Focus RS for that price.
Now, one thing I don't think you guys would have seen yet, but this one here still fits in a little bit of the performance, but not. This is more like
it's the TrackHawk Jeep, isn't it?
maybe, but. No, this is still in that sort of same price bracket. I can say price bracket, but this is what I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
Volvo are actually bringing out a new one. I think it's called the XC40 or thereabouts. So it's obviously going to be less than the XC90, which is still ridiculously expensive.
Yeah.
You can even have a look online. Look these ones up, the XC40, but they still have the Polestar edition. They still have the turbo 5s out of them as well.
Yeah. It's good that they kept that engine going because everyone said, the last one couldn't make emissions, so they had to rejig it. That's why Ford didn't use it for the latest one, I believe.
But even then, they're just 5-cylinder turbo, perfect little engine.
Yeah.
Crazy power output for what it is. It's just sweet. But all up, I would be saying for anybody who appreciates a really nice European car. Look up the XC40, I believe it is.
How the hell do they balance out a 5-cylinder engine?
And they use a lot. I'm guessing they use a lot of counterweights on the crank.
You would think so. You would think so. But I'm just going to show the guys these photos of the XC40 here. But
yeah, but like Volvo's always kind of stuck with that 5-cylinder engine. I mean, going back to that 850Rs, like you could just add like a bigger intercooler and you didn't not anything else, and you get like a big power increase.
Oh yeah,
just from a cooler, which
exactly.
is crazy.
That was from a cooler, and I was actually looking at getting one of those as a project car as well because they were just so easy to boost ridiculous power to them.
850Rs are getting pretty thin to find now, so if you're going to get one, I saw a clean sedan the other day. I mean, I'll have to get a wagon if I'm going to get one because the wagon's just dope. just dope.
Box.
But it was one in that green with the the Shadow Agent wheels. It was they're still a good look. I mean, they're a box on wheels, but they're still a good looking car. And they I'm like, every time I see them, I'm like, I remember them. They're awesome. They make good power. They're turbo. They're
exactly.
Not many people know what these are. So
it's the stage of prior stages.
Pretty much. I mean, for that money, could you get a 35 GDR for 60 grand? Like an early one? You'd probably be close to getting one.
I'd say you'd be close if they had the what is it, the 19-year rule? Is it 19? So
no, like 35 GDR.
Yeah, but like even those from Japan were allegedly supposed to be starting to get them because they changed the import rules. So we can actually get them cheaper because they're obviously already cheaper in Japan than now.
Oh yeah, a lot cheaper.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'd say it'd be closer now. Definitely be closer.
Because I knew like a year ago I saw them for like 80. That's for like an early one, like it's like a series, like original GDR.
I'd be so afraid of maintenance on that though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still not too sure. I know the other ones had issues with the transmissions and stuff. Well, one because people used to launch the crap out of it.
Why?
Yeah, exactly right. But in terms of like a car that does everything, a GDR is pretty incredible.
Yeah,
and for the money, I mean, even 80 grand for like what that car is, it's still cheap.
Actually, I want to change my answer. Z5 Beamer.
Z5?
Z5.
Oh.
2-door.
Is it Z4 or Z5?
No, it's a Z5 as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I know Z4s you can probably get for that money.
Yeah, well, I was going to say Z4 you can get for the money, but Z5 you're nowhere near in that budget. But I'll show you a photo of that.
Oh, okay, yes. They're pretty dope.
Either way, but yeah, look, Z5 if you have lots of money.
Yeah.
But in saying that, Z4.
Can't get behind the look. Couldn't get behind the look of Z4s either.
Really?
This one's slightly
I like
more
the Series
palatable.
1 Z4s. They grew on me real. I didn't like them at the start, but I kind of like them now.
Yeah, I've grown to appreciate them, especially for the power output on them as well.
Yeah.
They're ridiculously reasonable. I'm just having a quick look here. 2014 Z4 S-Drive 6-cylinder 3-litre petrol. This is an automatic.
With the turbo, though.
Yeah, this is the turbo, 7-speed automatic. Power output on it, 250.
How much are they going for?
So that one there is going for 69.5.
That's not bad, actually.
So that one there is 0 to 104.8 seconds.
Yeah, they're quick cars.
Yeah.
I remember years ago on Top Gear they put the Z4 against the 370Z when they first came out, and it was a really interesting comparison. He obviously chose the Z4, but the obviously the Nissan was a lot cheaper. So in that aspect, you can buy a few-year-old one, which with I'm guessing really low Ks, and that'd probably be our best bit of consumer advice tonight. To be honest,
buy a $69,000 BMW.
Long story short, Beam of Life.
Beam Life. Make sure you get extended warranty, because
bumper to bumper,
bumper to bumper. Look, we're going to go to our next break. We'll be right back after this. Back on CarTorque with Matty J. That was Nocturnal Tapes with Is It Too Late? They opened for Luke Million. Never even heard of them before, but I've been listening to their music, and they actually were really good live. Two guys out of Brisbane, I believe. So support some Aussie music. We're talking during the break, like of other cars that around that price range we could get for with similar performance. I mean, there is a fair few. There is a fair few there.
There's a lot.
But if we're looking on the cheaper end of the scale for like our people with a smaller budget, I mean, you can always go like a 350Z.
Yeah.
I mean, you're pretty much getting
same as a 370 essentially.
Like let's say 80% of what a 370Z is.
Bar 2, oh, 0.2 of a litre.
What's the power output difference?
I know the 350s had about. I think they're about 220 or 210.
I think it's I thought it was for 240.
I'm gonna check this one up.
I'm not too sure. I can't remember off the top of my head, but they they made good power NA. I don't like the way they sound though. They don't really sound that crash hot, to be honest. If that's the case, because you can get them for like under 20 grand, you can get them for like 15 grand. The cheapest I saw was like 15 grand one, and it was a bit how you going rough around the edges, but you can get like the best one in the country for like 20. So, you can get.
So 230 is the 350.
350, yeah, which is a lot of power NA, for a 3.5 liter. I mean, and then you can also go if we're talking about coupe. I mean, well, it's more of a convertible. An S2000 comes into play at that money.
Yeah,
MX-5 still come into play at that money. I mean, you can get an MX-5 like NB hardtop for that money, which are pretty rare and really interesting and really cool.
245 by the way for the 370, so it's only 15 kilowatts different.
Yes, that's not too much.
No.
That was for the early 370s. The later ones had a bit more.
Yeah,
I believe.
Yeah. That one there was a 2012. I was just quoting the output on.
Yeah. And the later ones did have a bit more, but
2016 has 245 still.
Okay, there you go.
So still not a great difference between a 350 and a 370, other than
I mean, you can
price
you can get your 350 tuned for like, I guess, and you have money left over. And, and 350 has been around for a long time now, so like there's tons of aftermarket accessories for them. So
I was going to say, if you really want to go down that route anyway, I mean, if you again Stagia going back down to a VQ 25 DDC for the turbo edition, but they still came in the 350 3.5 litre as well, so the VQ 35 DE,
which is essentially the same engine.
Yeah, which is same engine.
I mean, this will put that engine in everything. They put that engine in.
They're tried and true and an indestructible engine under Nissan. That's why they're still going for as long as they have.
Yeah.
Because I mean, my Stagia had the VQ, and that was a 2001.
Yeah. And
they're still running them. Yeah. To this day at the moment, so
they had them in Maximas. They've had them in. They've had them in. I think they're even in El Grands.
Yeah, they are actually.
Yeah, so. It's one of the. I guess it's kind of like the EJ series and Subaru engines and
exactly.
It's
the
4 litre 6 in Ford.
Barrel life.
#Barrel life, but it's.
Speaking of #Barrel life, that was my car, the FGF6, a cheaper alternative.
Yes, that's actually a good piece of consumer advice. You can get a really nice one for like 30 grand.
Yeah, and
they're a hell of a car for the money.
Upgrades like just
peanuts.
You're in Australia, the best place to be for upgrades.
Come true.
And just crazy power. And if you want to pay a little bit more, you can get the F6E.
Yeah,
you've got the nice luxury on the side.
Fast with class, as they say. I mean, those cars are good value for money at the moment, but they are going to go up in especially F6 variants and stuff. Even XS6 turbos, I think they're going to hold their value really well because they don't make them anymore, and two, they're such a good engine that they're just going to keep their value, I believe. Look, it's quiz time. Who wants to be in the quiz today?
Alan.
All right, you gotta help me out though,
All right.
as I've traditionally done.
Well, in saying that, I did it last time, so it's only fair.
Did I not help?
Yeah, I did. I'm not denying you that you didn't, but I'm just saying it's your turn for the quiz.
If I get like a 5, it's Anthony's score.
I'll put it on Anthony's leaderboard. All right, well, this is the CarTorque car quiz. Question 1. Ford's RS name stands for what?
I like to say Relic Sport.
It is Rally Sport.
Really silly.
Really silly, really stupid. Question 2. The Chrysler Crossfire shared its platform with what car?
The PT Cruiser?
No.
Damn it.
It was the Mercedes SLK. Like the first gen SLK.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it was like 80% of the underpinnings were all SLK. I guess like Mercedes was like, yeah, you can have our old stuff. We'll do that once. Question 3. The original Honda NSX came with how many cylinders?
The original. All I can think of is 6.
It is 6.
So it hasn't changed?
Hasn't changed. I don't believe it has. I know new ones are. I think the new one's a hybrid, I believe.
Yeah, they are.
Something stupid like that.
Yeah. Question 4. BT1 hecticness in Holden stands for what? Well, the letter's not what I'm after, but if your car was a BT1 spec, what was it originally?
Baseline.
I'll give it a pass for now.
Pass for now? No worries, we'll come back to it. Question 5. The Ford AU T series, I know how much you love AUs there. Automatics in automatic trim had steering wheel shift controls. What was Ford's name for it?
Come on, Anthony.
All I can imagine is just a column shift. But no idea what they would actually refer to it as from factory.
I'll give you the letters ESS.
Essential. It's pretty important to shifts.
No, I mean, yeah.
Electronic shift switch.
You got 2 of the words right.
Electronic shift system.
No, I'll give you a point. I'll give you half. Electronic sport shift. So 0.5. Not bad. It's a good guess.
Better than mine.
So this is on the AU.
Yeah, you can shift down and up with on the T series, with their TE50s and that.
Did you have to wait like a whole second?
Yeah, probably because a
little bit of delay.
It's a bit primitive because all the cars back, even the Mercedes and stuff were like with their paddle shifts were just terrible back then. Question 6: a wastegate does what?
A wastegate allows you to manage the boost being produced by a turbocharger by letting out exhaust gases via an alternate exit. Once the turbos reach what you've programmed to be the peak boost.
Yeah, I'll pay that.
Let's give it that.
Yeah, I'll pay that. A wastegate is a valve that diverts exhaust gases away from the turbine wheel in a turbocharged system. That's the proper definition, but you pretty much said exactly what it does, so I will pay that. Question 7. True or false? Subarus commonly give... True or false? Subarus commonly give their boxer engines unequal length headers due to noise.
What do you mean?
So I'll rephrase that question. True or false? Subarus commonly in their boxer engines have unequal length headers.
Only in turbocharged models. So, assuming turbocharged models are sold less than the naturally aspirated, I'd say false. And even the newer turbocharged models aren't even getting unequal length headers.
That is true. So yeah, there you go. I'll pay that. Question 8. Who had the 4G63 Mitsubishi engine first? The Galant or Lancer?
Galant.
I'm not saying anything. Don't, I'm not looking at you guys right now. I'll give you a good answer.
I'll say Galant as well.
No, it was the Lancer.
You let me down, Anthony.
I told you I wasn't very good at this. I warned
Cheating ways.
Question 9. True or false? TRD changed the automatic transmission in the TRD Orion when they were creating it.
True.
It's false.
Damn it. This is going to be a bad one this week.
It's not my fault. I've only answered one.
And you've answered incorrectly.
Hey,
You had one job, Anthony. Question 10. The Escort RS Cosworth was made for what group racing series?
Group B.
No. I'll give you another chance. Because Anthony screwed you up. I'll give you one more chance.
Help me out, Anthony.
Hey, you're asking my help and then complain when I get it wrong. So, I mean...
It's a rally series, but it was after Group B.
Fine, Group C.
It's Group A.
You had one...
One letter, Alan.
You said after.
1, 2, 3, 4...
Hey, is there a question I passed on?
4.5. Oh, yes, there is, actually. BT1, in terms of Holdens, come on the build plate of certain Holden models. Why?
They were turbocharged.
No, they weren't.
Supercharged.
No, they weren't.
Naturally aspirated.
Cop cars. Cop spec.
Ah.
Well, like...
I'm just saying some of them were.
Some were turbocharged.
VL turbos.
Hectic BT1 VL turbo.
And how he claimed that the cops did cut the bumper at the bottom to put his intercooler on.
Was the cops did that? Yeah. I have to put that video up on our Facebook page. Oh,
He's
man.
as stock as a rock.
I bought a stock as a rock. Stock T3. Stock this. Oh, man. Anyway.
4.5.
4.5, Alan. That is probably your lowest score, I'd say.
No comment.
No comment. He's in utter shock right now.
I blame Anthony. I would have had 5.5.
Ooh, there we go.
Shots fired.
Shots fired. He's calling hacks. We'll be right back after this. You're back on CarTorque with Matty J. We are about to wrap up the show. That was Luke Million again with Killing Me Slowly, featuring Thief. Really cool, funky track. If you're into your synth, like 80s synths and stuff, Luke Million, definitely get on him. Aussie music, giving it the big thumbs up. Thanks for coming on the show tonight, guys.
It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, it's something to do.
Something to do, yeah. So something to do to get out of doing nothing.
Yeah, pretty much. I've already gone to the gym today twice. So.
Thanks for listening to the show. We'll be back next week at 7 p.m. If you have missed or want to catch up on any of our previous episodes, jump onto our Facebook page, CarTorque with Matty J. That's TORQUE. We have the link to our Shannon page, which houses all our previous episodes. We're also on iTunes too, so if you're an iPhone user, you can get on there, or iTunes user in general, you can get on there. Just search us up with just CarTorque with Matty J in the search bar. Please subscribe, rate and review, so we can get higher on the iTunes rankings, so we can get our audience to be a little bit bigger. Follow Instagram, MattyJ_CarTorque podcast. Thanks for coming in, guys. So, did we end up coming with a final answer? Mustang, MX-5, or 370?
Still sticking 370.
I didn't convince you,
No, Mustang.
Well, it's the MX-5 for me. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you guys next week. Take it easy.
This is professional radio, gentlemen.
And it's front-wheel drive.
Scotty, have you got anyone you want to thank?
Just myself.
And now we do the after hours. Dun, dun, dun.
Gentlemen, what would you go for?
Dacia Sandero.
Okay, and because it's not a supercar.
But it is.
It's not.
Automotive perfection comes in the form of two letters, A and U.
Long live my LTD!